Of course. I want to bring in also right now Michael Oren. He's the former Israeli ambassador to the United States. It's great to see you, Ambassador. Thank you for being here. I mean, this is just huge, but this also impacted you on such a human level, not even thinking of the bigger, broader implications, but just hearing from Moshe and what this means to everyone in Israel. What are you feeling today?
Well, first of all, I'm deeply moved by that interview with Moshe, and we hope for the speedy return of Oren, all the hostages, the living and the deceased. It's a very powerful, emotional moment for everybody in the state of Israel. We all know families. We've all worked with the families, and we're deeply indebted. We're deeply indebted to President Trump, to his team. And I'll say this not an Israeli, but as an historian. The 20-point plan is a work of incredible, elegant diplomacy, bringing together all these states and leaders who don't agree with one another, much less with Israel or even the United States, and bring them together on a plan that not only ends the war in Gaza, but perhaps brings peace to the broader Middle East, is an extraordinary accomplishment.
Ambassador, it's one thing to have a good plan. It's another thing to convince people that it's time to stop fighting and to get to agreeing to the plan. What do you think was the thing that made the difference this time, that made the talks successful?
Well, I think that there's a conventional wisdom in the United States that the 20 points were a result of pressure by President Trump on Netanyahu. And I got to take issue with that. That's not that Netanyahu agreed with everything in the 20 points. There were some hard things in there, including releasing convicted murderers from Israeli prisons, someday talking about a pathway to a Palestinian state. Netanyahu does not like that. I think that's an understatement. Or even a future role for the Palestinian Authority in the post-war governance of Gaza. All these issues go against the positions of the current Israeli government. But I think the key to this 20 points was pressure on Hamas. I think whether it's Turkey or Qatar or Saudi Arabia, everybody is furious with Hamas. Hamas started a war in the Middle East that was incredibly destabilizing, destructive. And these leaders in the Middle East know that what starts in Israel-Palestine doesn't end in Israel-Palestine. Anyway, it ends up with riots on the streets of Cairo or in Riyadh or even in Doha. And nobody wants to see that. So going forward, the key, again, is going to be Hamas. Now, this is an extraordinary event, getting these hostages out. But still, the major issues are Hamas wants to keep its guns. Hamas wants to stay in Gaza and be part of the post-war governance. And getting Hamas to agree to give up its guns really goes against the DNA of Hamas. And that's going to require an immense amount of pressure on this organization to get it to, in essence, to surrender.
Yeah. I heard you say this morning that this is the end of the beginning with Hamas, which just shows how important and critical this step is, but that there is a long road still ahead. Ambassador Michael Oren, it is always good to see you. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. John.